Whether you've never composted a day in your life or you're tracking carbon to nitrogen ratios like a soil scientist, this video is for you. Because there's no one right way to compost, but there is a right way for you. Hi, I'm Sunny from Sunnyside Soil, and today I'm going to show you 3 composting methods from beginner to advanced, so you can choose the one that actually fits your garden and lifestyle. Alright, let's start with the easiest, beginner composting, aka the lazy genius pile. Here's what you do. Find a nice shady spot to start your pile, toss in your kitchen scraps and grass clippings, and then add a layer of wet carbon, like shredded cardboard, dead leaves, or newspaper on top. You want that layer to be about twice as deep as your food layer. Then cover it with a tarp and let nature do the work. You can continue to add layers of kitchen scraps and then carbon. Just be sure to recover with the tarp after. And then in about 6 months, turn that pile once. You can then continue to add new layers on top. Be sure to keep the pile shaded and damp because the leaves won't break down if they're dry. Do not add meat or dairy products to the pile. This will lead to a stinky pest-infested mess. You'll know the compost is ready when it looks like dark, rich soil. The pros of this method: it's super easy, there's zero maintenance, and it keeps kitchen waste out of the landfill. The cons: it can take 6 to 12 months to fully break down. It may attract pests if it's not well balanced, and there's not enough heat to kill weed seeds. This method is low effort, but the payoff is real, making it a great way for a new composter to get started. Now let's step it up a bit with intermediate composting, where now we're going to implement hot composting. We'll be using the lasagna layering method here. Here's how you do it right. Build the pile all at once, at least 3 feet wide and 3 feet tall. Alternate layers of nitrogen like yard waste or food scraps with carbons like straw or leaves, and get it wet. Remember, it won't get hot if it's dry. Get it up to temperatures to 130 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when the magic happens. Once it hits above 130 and then starts to cool down, it's time to turn the pile. The turned pile should start to heat up again. Ideally, turn it twice during this process to keep it cooking. If the pile gets above 170, turn it before it starts to cool down. When temperatures get above 170, the pile starts to turn anaerobic and will begin to smell. You'll know the compost is ready when it looks like dark, rich soil that clumps in your hand. The pros of this method: finish compost in 4 to 8 weeks. It destroys weed seeds and pathogens, and you get to feel like a mad scientist. Cons of this method: it needs monitoring and active turning. It can go cold if the balance is off, and it might get smelly if mismanaged. Let us know in the comments, are you team lasagna or lazy pile? Okay, now we're going to get into advanced composting, the method used by master composters and serious soil nerds. This advanced scientific approach is called the 40 bucket method. Here's the recipe. You'll mix 24 buckets of carbon like leaves, shredded paper, or wood chips. Now with this recipe, you want to use various carbons to grow different species of fungi. 3 buckets of high nitrogen inputs like fresh horse manure or chicken bedding. This gets the party started. 13 buckets of green waste like garden trimmings or food scraps. This keeps the party going. Mix that up thoroughly, and unlike the intermediate pile where we made lasagna layers, here we want to make sure that is all mixed together. Monitoring your temperature is important. The hotter it gets, the quicker you need to turn it. 131 degrees, wait 72 hours to turn. 150 degrees, turn it 48 hours. 160 degrees, wait 24 hours, and if it gets to 170, turn it immediately. Do this cycle at least 4 times or until your pile doesn't heat up anymore. Let it sit for 6 months to fully mature. The result: dark, crumbly, nutrient-rich compost. The pros of the advanced method is that it's consistent, high-quality compost. And really, it makes the best compost, other than worm castings, of course. It takes the guesswork out of the ratios. The cons: it requires planning and precision. It's going to take a lot of time to finish, and it's not exactly your grindhouse compost. But If you love geeking out over the soil like we do here at Sunnyside Soil, this might just be your jam. Now, with any of these piles, if it starts to smell like sewage or vomit, that's a sign that your pile has gone anaerobic. Good compost shouldn't stink. If it does go anaerobic, you can spread the compost out until it doesn't stink anymore, and then use that material as a carbon for your next pile. And a quick note about how wet your pile should be: keep it moist at all times. When you grab a handful, you should be able to squeeze out one drop. At the end of the day, composting isn't about perfection. It's about participation. Whether you toss your scraps in a pile or measure out every bucket, every bit you compost helps your garden and your planet. And hey, if you want to give your compost or soil a boost, head to sunnysidesoil.com for fresh worm castings and our ready-to-grow seed starting mix. It's all small batch, biologically active, and made right here in Colorado. And if this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more practical garden wisdom, and share this with a fellow gardener.